announcement has been made. We are gonna start very soon. The green flag should go at any point now. Watch for the lights, everyone. It's 5 red lights, and for the second time today, the French Grand Prix is underway. Alan gets a really good start of the line. That's a really quick reaction. And HX and Usta all 6 and 8 tenths behind already of the start. That's a really strong start by Alan going into turn 1, going down the first straight mode zone. Which drivers are going to use their boost immediately off the line? I think very much all of the top half, as you can see the slight separation. And as we go down into by 4 tenths, and McLaren could seize this chance to take the lead as Happy goes wide into the second sweeper. He comes back on, he recovers well. And Usta is the new race leader. Alan falls down to P2. And the McLarens have sandwiched the Red Bull. Are they looking for a 1-2 now as we go down the final chicane? Lap 1 ends and lap 2 begins as we go down the straight mode zone, down the main straight. Pedro gets the best out of the line. Noobster now down with a 1:10 flat. Very short lap, and we're now into the third lap. And Near of Williams has just taken the lead of the race out of absolutely nowhere. And the likes of Alan and Usta and Happy all fall down into second, third and fourth respectively. A bit surprising there, but I think Usta does get back the lead almost immediately. Is that Alan who's back? No, not quite. It's still Usta keeping his head out on front. And Near falling all the way down into 7th. And Usta taking the lead for a second stint today. And Alan is seemingly ahead of everybody, but according to the leaderboard, it's not the case. I mean, you can quite clearly tell that he's the only one. Basically. And as you can see, the McLaren of Happy and the Williams of Near all just fighting it out. Can they get past Alan? As they're speeding down one of the sweepers as they go into the heavy braking zone and into the second straight mode. And Happy, for the first time today, is in the lead of the race, leading Alan by a 10th. But is he gonna maintain it for long? Seemingly Alan, who jumps the curb and almost flips. He was at a 45-degree angle there, but he does somehow with that take back the lead of the race by a 10th. And Happy, who had a very short stint of one sector of being at the front, is now back straight into P2. And he somehow maintained it. And well, that's a bit of a scare for Happy here. Happy, what's he doing? He's done a full go around. Oh dear, Happy. I think that's one of the most interesting ways I've seen someone lose the lead of the race. They've just gone all around. This has gone around the... Oh my. Well, that was a bit of a moment, and Adam is back in the lead of the race. No one near his, actually, not Adam. Oh my. And of course, we gotta address the other elephant in the room, and that is rain that started to pour. Not sure if it's to a degree where drivers will need to swap to intermediates. They should be staying out this lap. Nope, Happy. But both McLarens are coming in. No, sorry, not both McLarens. They and Happy are coming in for their tire swaps the moment the drop of rain comes down. This was, of course, warned previously before the start of the race. And Pedro, for the first time, is in the lead of the race. And of course, forgot to mention earlier, but Speed has retired 5 laps ago. Of course, went unnoticed as we were focusing on the front. So he becomes our first retirement in France. Sure. Which compounds Near and... Yep, they're into Inter, so yeah. There is going to be intermediates. So as Near tries to battle his way through the field, he's all the way down into P6. And all the other drivers are going to try and stay out as long as they can on their current compounds before they will eventually be forced to come in. And I think for this cluster, none of them do. They all go through the final chicane. And we're in lap 11 now. chasing him down as he's yet to carry into the pits, which he now has, and it's a McLaren 1-2. Basket back up into P3. So Pedro, after a good stint at the front, finds himself down in P5, 6 or 7 around there. Oh, did someone get a slowdown? Is that Usta who slowed down? Yes, so Usta's gonna slow down. We heard the engine. Usta coming out with the hairpin into the second sector. Did go off the track a bit too wide. Oh yeah, and he's cut a bit of the sweeper as well. So as Usta now finds himself behind Basket in the Alpine. Quite luckily. No, sorry, he's in P3 still. And Basket's up to P2. As Nia, I think, falls down to P4. So going through the final chicane, Usta does come in. Couldn't handle his compound anymore. We can see the sun, we can see the clouds clearing, and we are approaching back to dry conditions. So for the drivers who have switched to inters, hopefully, just hopefully, their compounds can last for the remaining 6 laps. Otherwise, those who did not pit would be a bit lucky to have gotten away with it. Oh, and here he goes in a bit wide. And he's in the lead, so happy. Came in for slicks, I believe. Of course, for Ne, in terms of... For Ne, he is P4. And, well, of course, given how close he is to Usta, this would really help his cause toward the World Championship. And as for Pedro, if it stays as it is until the end of the race, he will gain 3 points on Allen. I think 3 points. Yeah, it's 3 points. 3 points out of 18 doesn't seem like a lot, but eventually will. I think that's Pedro who went wide. And we do have another DNF. So Gil down in P15 has crashed down the main straight. It's a very bad crash for the Ferrari driver. And he becomes our second retirement of today's race. We now have a yellow flag flying in Sector 3. You can see the front wing on the track is all across the track. Thankfully though, the Ferrari, the car itself isn't obstructing anything. And I'm not sure what happened if Pedro got a penalty. But now he's 4 seconds behind Nie. In the Williams, of course, in the real world context, it's not. They're not the most ideal team currently, but that's not the same story here, as Nie will come across the line and claim victory in the French Grand Prix by 2.6 seconds, and it's going to be a double Red Bull podium as the two McLarens